Good morning. So this is day 4. I think it's day 4.
Start of day 4.
Yep, start of day 4. Anyway, so we're on the road again. We're headed to, what's the name of the town? Spanish Fort, Alabama, to meet up with Brian and Angela Gray. So Troy and Brian were friends from work. So last night was just as cold as the night before, but we slept much better. Very nice and warm. The heater worked beautifully, and we were able to use the new blankets, and we were very, very toasty. Troy got the tie down for the boat that broke yesterday. He got that all sewn up with the punch awl, and that was fun. That took him a long time to get done, so he's kind of tired this morning because it's a very slow way of sewing, but it does work very well on webbing and sails and whatnot. So it's our emergency sew kit for the boat, and I'm really glad we had it. Worked great. So with the new ratchet strap, new strap, sewed it the hooks onto the new strap and got that all fixed up, so the boat is again supremely secure. It was still secure yesterday after the strap broke because it's tied down in multiple spots. It was in no danger of coming off the trailer, and I'm sorry if I made anyone think that it was in danger of coming off the trailer. It was never in any danger. It's a redundancy. There are 2 straps that tie it down in the front and 2 in the back, and it was just one of the straps in the front that broke. All the other straps are in great shape. We check them every time we stop, so we're totally good. We did stop yesterday and see if we could get an anti-sway bar for the trailer, because the trailer on these crappy roads is swaying if we go over 65 miles an hour and get passed by like a semi. We do the death wobble. Troy and I are very good drivers. We're able to control it. We're not having a problem because we stay at 65 or under. So we're not really having a problem. It would be nice to be able to go more like 70 miles an hour. It's not essential. So we did stop and try and find a sway bar for the trailer, and none of the sway bars currently on the market will work with our trailer. It would require extensive trailer modifications, which we might do after we get home so that we don't have to do this again, but we're not doing while we're on the road. So that would take too long, and it's too extensive, and
it requires stripping parts of the trailer off and welding and all sorts of things that we just don't want to deal with right now.
And we don't want to take the time to pay somebody because there's a wait, and
it just means that we drive under 65 miles an hour and we're fine.
So there. So yeah, no, it's a good morning. Like I said, it was as cold last night as it was second night. But again, like I said, we fixed our blanket issue. We slept great. We both slept warm and cozy. We've figured out a really good way to use the heater to warm up the inside of the boat before we turn it off. We've situated it so that...
Turn off the heater before we go to sleep. We do not leave it on while we're sleeping, just so you know.
Because it is a propane heater. However, it is rated for indoor use. We have figured out a place to place it in the boat where we have a vent and a fan so that any carbon monoxide is vented to the exterior of the boat.
And we have a carbon monoxide sensor right next to it.
Say that again, dear.
We have a carbon monoxide sensor right next to it. It's an alarm. It goes off if there's too much carbon dioxide there.
The heater itself also has an oxygen sensor built in. So if it senses too little oxygen in the immediate vicinity, itself will shut off. So lots of redundancies there to keep us safe. We are firm believers in the redundancies. But we still are not going to ever use it while we are asleep. We turn it off before then so that we remain safe. And again, we slept nice and warm and cozy. It was lovely. Now, one of the things we did try this morning, because we kind of overslept and we have a time that we're meeting the Greys, is that we tried our little kettle. Excuse me for a minute. Oh, thank you. Excuse me. We tried out our little kettle that we are supposed to be able to plug into the vehicular outlets with this kind of plug, you know, so plug into what we use for the USB for. So we tried that out this morning. Now, the water left in the car was exceedingly cold, almost frozen. So it was taking it a while to heat up, and it was heating up, and it got very close to boiling. Took it quite a while, but it got very close to boiling, and then we reached over and felt the plug, and the plug was very, very hot, and the outlet was very, very hot, so it was promptly unplugged. We don't know if it's because it's not, the car wiring is not rated for this kind of an appliance.
No, that's what it is. The car wiring is not rated for that appliance. We do know what it is.
We don't know if the outlets on the boat are rated the same as the outlets in the car. That's something we're going to have to look into.
I do know the wiring on the boat is much heftier than in here in the car. So here in the car, we've probably got 18 gauge wiring. Coming to this, at best, it's probably actually maybe 20 that runs to that cigarette lighter. In the boat, we have 14 gauge that runs to it, so it's much heftier.
So it'll probably work just fine on the boat. We will, of course, when we plug it in for the first time on the boat, monitor it, and if the outlet gets hot, promptly unplug it, which we did here in the car. However, the water did get hot enough for us to have oatmeal this morning, so in that way, it was a success. It does heat up water. In another way, it was kind of a success. We learned not to use it in the Beast. But, so, you know, just ongoing experiments and checking things out and seeing if they work or not.
So there's an interesting thing here. We're in Mississippi right now.
Oh my goodness.
And as we're driving along, the roads are pretty bad, right? And some places they're fine. Other places it's almost undrivable.
Right now they're fine.
And as we were driving along, I've noticed this in several places. What they will have is they'll have a sign that says road work ahead next X number of miles, like 5 or 7 miles. And after you go 5 or 7 miles over really, really terrible roads, they'll have another sign that says end road work. That's not, having a bad road is not road work. It doesn't make it that you're actually doing road work just because you put a sign up and then leave the road to rot. It doesn't mean that you're doing road work. It's not okay. Anyway, apparently it's happened several times as we're driving along. It's like, hey, upcoming road work, we're getting ready for it. No, it's just terrible roads for the next several miles. And then they say end road work, like that makes it okay.
He's very passionate about this and very ticked off because the roads truly are terrible in spots. I mean, so bad. But I don't know, Mississippi, you're weird, I guess. And Mississippi seems to have a really
intimate relationship, not intimate, excessive relationship with frogs is the right way to say it. I mean, it's like the Frog's Head Bar, or, you know, Frog Leg Town Hall. I don't know, but it's just like everything seems to be named for a frog.
It's very interesting, and I thought maybe it was related to Mark.
Unique. I haven't seen this before.
I thought it might be related to Mark Twain's jumping the celebrated jumping frog of Calaveras County story, right? I thought, okay, well, that one, I think that's based in Mississippi, so maybe they've just, you know, are using that as a basis for frog love. Nope, that's not it. Checked that, looked that up. That's not it. I did, however, in the process find out that there are, get this one, 32 different types of frogs in Mississippi. Some of them poisonous. So there's that. I don't know.
Eat the frogs raw.
Yeah, don't eat the frog.
Sorry.
Astrid, your grandfather has the most bizarre sense of humor sometimes. I'm sorry, honey, but he does. So say hi to Astrid.
Hello, Astrid.
Give her a wave. Just for you, Astrid, because your grandpa loves you so much. So does your gramps. So anyway, that's yesterday, and today we are driving along. We're going to visit with the Grays, and then after we're going to keep on keeping on. And where do we hope to make it to by tonight?
Somewhere around the bend of Florida.
So we hope
north of Tampa.
we're going to be hopefully somewhere north of Tampa tonight. Maybe there'll be fireworks. So happy New Year's Eve, everyone. And yeah.
Love you guys.
Love you guys.